Welcome, listeners, to our podcast, the Coastal Carolina RC Podcast, with your hosts, Bailey and Olivia. Every episode is to help your journey in learning about the Panhellenic community at Coastal Carolina University. Today, we're going to talk about what a recruitment counselor is. These series of podcasts will be your go-to place for all things recruitment related.
Hey guys, I'm Bailey. I'm a junior from Tampa.
Hi guys, I'm Olivia. I'm a sophomore from New Jersey. So how'd you get into Greek life, Bailey?
So my dad was actually in a fraternity down in FIU, and he kept telling me to do it, and I was like, no. But then my mom, who wasn't in Greek life at all, was telling me that she wishes that she did it when she was like going through school. So that kind of like encouraged me to do it, and I signed up, and I went through formal recruitment in 2022. And now I'm an RC. What about you, Olivia?
So actually, when I came to Coastal, I had no idea what a sorority life was like. But my friend, who was from home, she actually came to Coastal too. She told me to sign up, and that like it wasn't big here, and that it would be laid back, and like the recruitment process wouldn't be crazy. So I decided to go through, and like it was a great experience, and here I am, and I'm glad that I'm in the organization.
Is your friend that told you to go through in a sorority?
Yeah, she actually joined as well, so she's in Greek life and she loves it too.
Yeah. Okay.
And I, like, a bunch of my friends, like, they didn't really go through it, like, my roommate didn't go through it, so it was, like, difficult for me, but I still knew a few people, and I met, like, a lot of people along the way, so
yeah,
it was good.
I was the only one. I lived in a 10-girl suite. I was the only one when we first got to school that was going to go through recruitment, and I convinced 3 other girls to join, and thank God, I'm actually really happy about it. All of us went, like, different places, which I thought was awesome, because then it was, like, we also, like, lived together, and we're, like, cool, and got to see, like, each other's experiences, but, like, our experience was still our own, and we were able to, like, separate that between, like, living together and, like, being in Greek life.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, that was, like, the same thing with me. Like, my roommates, like, the 2 girls that I wasn't really close with, like, we went through the process together, but none of us ended up in the same, like, sorority. So it was still, like, a cool experience to see, like, I guess what all of them went through. And, like, going off of that, like, how has your experience been so far?
It's been good. I like how busy the community always is, just, like, Greek life in general. There's always something to do. Shant Rock, Homecoming, Greek Week. So I like that. I know I don't have to stay in my apartment and just like sit and wallow. Like I can go outside and meet new people and see what others are doing. So what about you?
Yeah, I agree. Same thing with me. Like, I met a lot of girls, like, during the recruitment process, and that, like, even if we didn't go into the same organization, like, it's still great to, like, have a friendly face around campus, and, like, I love knowing someone, like, everywhere I go. Yeah. And I feel like no matter what, like, Coastal's such a great community, but it is very small, so it's, like, cool that everyone is kind of there for you. Yeah. And, like, no matter when you need them.
No, I love that. Okay. So, do you want to move on to what is an RC to explain? Okay. So, a recruitment counselor, their primary responsibility is to guide potential new members through the formal recruitment process and to help them make informed decisions about joining a specific organization. So, what was your favorite memory, like with a recruitment counselor during the recruitment process?
So, I actually had a really, like, kind of difficult time, like, going through the process a little bit, and that's actually a really big reason why I wanted to become an RC, because I feel like she really helped me. Like, I talked to one girl, she was like my group leader, and I was really struggling on the last day with who I wanted to put like first and second, and she kind of just told me, she was like, I know it's a hard decision, but think about where you felt comfortable every single day. Like, think about all the girls that you talk to, and if you could be friends with them, like, on a day-to-day basis, or, like, if you could feel comfortable just being yourself around them. And, like, honestly, like, that really helped my decision, like, with where I wanted to put first. And I don't think I would have made that, like, the same decision, or I would have struggled more if, like, she didn't help me with that. So like, I'm just really grateful that she, like, knew how to give me advice on it. What about you?
So, just to let our listeners know, recruitment counselors are going to be split up into, like, different groups, along with the potential new members going through recruitment. That way everything is, like, organized and running smoothly. So there's going to be a group of recruitment counselors in charge of groups of PNMs. And the reason I bring that up is because my favorite memory was, like, it was also, like, preference day, which is the final day, where you make, like, your final decision of, like, your number one, your two choice. And all of my assigns, like, recruitment counselors were busy talking to other girls, and I also, like, didn't know where I wanted to go. So I actually just, like, saw a recruitment counselor, like, sitting alone, and I was like, hey, can I talk to you? And she, like, dropped everything and was like, yeah, sure, what's up? And I was telling her, like, I don't know, like, I just, like, told her my experiences in both rooms, and she told me, she was like, when you talk about one specific place, like, your face just lights up differently than how you talk about the other. So she was like, I don't want to tell you where to go, but she also didn't know, but she was like, I don't want to, like, sway your opinion if you really think you belong somewhere, but I just want to let you know this is what I'm seeing. And I thought that was awesome, where it's like, we had never spoken before. I don't remember exactly, but I think actually I'm going to live with her next year.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird how, like, I kept in contact with some, like, of my recruitment counselors, like, afterwards. So I thought that was awesome that, like, you know, they still keep that connection. It's almost kind of like a mentor, too, where it's like, if you needed something, since you are in, like, a new environment and learning new things, like, you can reach out to them and be like, hey, what's going on? And they'll, like, help you.
I agree. Actually, going off of that, like, how do you think it helps the Panhellenic community?
So I think it helps the Panhellenic community by allowing active current Panhellenic members to branch out and meet others in different organizations, make new connections, and it also helps create a sense of unity in the Panhellenic community by bringing all of these different girls together, all for the same purpose of, like, helping guide and help the potential new members going through recruitment. So how do you think that a recruitment counselor helps the PNMs?
So actually, I think it really helps the PNMs because I mean, like I said before, like, I had no idea, like, what recruitment was or how the process was, and I can't even imagine if we went through it without RCs. Like, I think they are a huge part in, like, how, like, the PNMs, like, think about recruitment. Like, it's their first face that they're seeing, like, attached to Panhellenic, like, before they're before they even get into their own organization. And like you were saying before, like, I think it just helps, like, build connections around campus for them. I also think, like, they really help, like, answer questions and concerns because, like, I just remember, like, even just little random things, like, that I didn't know. Like, you can always just ask an RC and they're always going to be there for you. Like, no matter what the question is, no matter what the concern, like, they always are going to have to know the answer, and if they don't know the answer, they go to Panhellenic and know the answer.
They go to someone that does. That's the other thing where it's like, they know, since they've been in the community and been on campus, like, even if they're unsure about something, they know where to go to find someone who does know it. So they're pretty, like, a reliable source. Yeah,
and they help, I feel like they really just do help guide you through the entire formal recruitment. It would be very difficult without an RC, to say the least.
No, when you said that you couldn't imagine recruitment without an RC, I was like, she's right. Like, that never even crossed my mind. Like, that makes me kind of wonder, like, how did this work if there weren't RCs? I think it would fall apart.
No, I know.
So I think that leads into, like, what the purpose of a recruitment counselor is. What do you think?
I think the purpose of an RC is just to make the PNMs feel comfortable and make them feel at home. Like, no matter where they're coming from, I think it's like me, like, I'm 10 hours from home. Like, I think that going through this process, like, not having your family, like, not having your close friends that you've known your entire life, like, I think that it's just meant to help you feel comfortable going into the Panhellenic community, especially because even though I would consider Coastal Carolinas to be small, it's still pretty big.
Yeah.
And, like, we still have a lot going on, and there's a bunch of different organizations, like, that don't even include Panhellenic.
Yeah.
So I think it's, like, I think that their purpose is really just to, like, help the PNMs feel, like, safe and feel comfortable and feel at home.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I agree. I think also you could look at it from the perspective that a recruitment counselor is, like, it's beneficial for the PNMs going through recruitment, but it's also beneficial for sorry, I just spit. It's also beneficial for the recruitment counselor to experience it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it, like, teaches you a lot of, like, leadership skills that are super important to, like, grow and develop, such as, like, adapting to change, and also kind of, like, emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
About, like, what others are going through, like, understanding that this is a big shock for some of the people going through it, especially if they, like, you, like, didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So,
I would also say, like, it helps, like, just to build, like, relationships in general, like, with the community and on campus, like, because I also feel like it's just, like, learning to, like, understand, like, others' perspectives too, like you said. Like, I just think it's a lot about, like, remembering that everyone is going through different things, and, like, we're just supposed to be there for them, like, whether we know, like, their situation or not. Like, the RC isn't in the room with them, like, when they're going through the process. Like, we're just supposed to be there, like, and help them.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of show, like, empathy towards any, like, issue that they may be having.
Yeah, like, being supportive and, like, maintaining a positive attitude throughout everything. And I think also, like, trying to instill that in the PNMs, because, like, it is stressful. Like, they might be, like, freaking out, and it's, like, important to be like, everyone's been here, like, it's okay, it all works out in the end.
That's the thing that made me feel comfortable, was, like, they went through this process too, and
Yeah.
now they're doing this because they want to make us feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, that's a huge reason why I wanted to be in RC.
I was just about to ask. I was like, we didn't go over why the other one, like, wanted to be in RC. That's like important. Yeah.
So I wanted to be an RC because actually, like, the story that I told earlier, like, that's a main reason why, just because I felt like she made me feel so comfortable, and, like, made me kind of understand, like, you want to feel comfortable in the organization you go into.
Yeah.
But also just, like, I did struggle through the recruitment process just because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And, like, it is very overwhelming, like, going through it. And I remember just thinking, like, I would really want to be an RC. Like, I would really want to help these PNMs, like, kind of understand the process better, like, make them feel at home, like, make them feel safe, like, coming into the community.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of girls, like, I didn't know, like, I knew 2 girls in my suite, but, like, that was it.
Yeah.
There's 100 some girls, like, going through, like, I don't even know the girls I'm in the room with.
Yeah.
Like, let alone the girls in the organization I may join. So it's just, like, a lot, and I think that, like, it's just nice to have, like, a welcome face, and then also, like, seeing them on campus afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, one of the girls that was my, like, group leader for like, being an RC, like, she was then in my sorority. And
Really?
like, I was
that's
like,
awesome.
yeah, and I was like, and I kind of already then knew someone. And like, even though obviously I met people, like, during the process, it's still nice to then know someone on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Like, even though you did have those, like, difficult maybe conversations with them and, like, ask them about, like, concerns that you had, I felt like that was, like, cool that then she was in my sorority and kind of knew, like, what I went through and everything. What about you?
No, I love that. So I don't know what it was. I think it's kind of just, like, I admired my recruitment counselors so much, and I thought they were so cool. I thought they were the coolest people on earth. And I was just like, I want to do that. Like, I kind of, like, similar to you, where it's like, I want to help, like, guide these people and like, watch them find their new home. I thought that was, like, really inspirational to, like, watch. So that's why I chose to, like, become a recruitment counselor.
Yeah, because also it is such, like, a good feeling that afterwards, like, you see kind of all the struggles that these girls went through, and it's just a lot going through the process, and then it's fun to see them like finally run home and be happy.
Yeah.
So that's a big reason why. So I would say that wraps up the Coastal Carolina RC podcast. What is an RC with Bailey and Olivia?
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening, and good luck.
Yeah, good luck, guys.